Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Austin here, back with another Brawl Stars video. So today I'm gonna be helping you guys with the Starr Road. I know you guys usually have some questions about who you should pick, and I kind of want to answer those questions for you now. So I'm gonna make a video talking about the best 5 brawlers in each category, going from rare to legendary, so that hopefully those will answer you guys' questions. But be on the lookout tomorrow on my main account. I am going to fully finish the Brawl Pass, and then I'm going to open it all tomorrow on video. So stay tuned for that. If you're excited for that, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment how your day's been. I'm really interested. So as always, I read all the comments, and I have been appreciating all the support recently. As always, thank you guys so much. We're closing in on around 400 subscribers. So thank you guys. If you haven't commented or subscribed, go ahead and do that now. But let's get right into it. Alrighty, guys, so we are going to go off of each tier list, like I said, from rare to legendary. But first, let's talk about who is in each category. So Shelly is in its own category, starting brawler, obviously. So next we have the green brawlers, which are considered rare, which includes Nita, El Primo, Barley, Poco, Colt, Bull, Brock, and Rosa. So in my opinion, the top 5 brawlers from worst to best would be number 5 being Rosa. Rosa is a super solid tank, can get the job done, especially with her hypercharge. Her gadget of unfriendly bushes is really good. Being able to see and take damage on different opponents is really solid. Next up, I would put Brock at number 4, then Colt at 3, number 2, El Primo, number 1, Nita. So the reason I put those people there and where they're at is because Nita, with her new hypercharge, makes her super versatile, especially in heist. Being able to have the bear on the safe while hypercharge is super good. Next up, El Primo is super solid for Brawl Ball, especially with his hypercharge and the addition of his suplex supplement, being able to throw opponents over and making cool and nifty plays. So that is why Nita is number 1, El Primo is number 2. Colt is super solid with his hypercharge as well, and he is able to take down the safe and heist very quickly, but I feel like he lacks some sort of thing such as health. So next up we have the super rare brawlers. Next up we have the super rare brawlers. That includes Dynamite, Tick, 8-Bit, Rico, Daryl, Carl, Gus, Jesse, Penny, and Jackie. So in my honest opinion, the top 5 brawlers for the super rares are, from worst to best, is going to be Carl at number 5. Carl is super solid brawler, not 8-Bit. Carl is a super solid brawler, especially with either gadget. I think the flying hook's better in my opinion, so that you can kind of be more versatile and move as Carl throws his pickaxe. But other than that, he is super solid, especially with this one as well. Carl throws his pickaxe with 10% more speed, or you could always go with all the damage he receives is reduced by 35%. I would personally go with this one, better. It's always better. But that is number 5. Number 4, I'm going to go with Jessie. Jessie in her turret, especially if hypercharged, is super good. Always continuously slams the safe and pulls it down all the way to 0. So always a hassle to get rid of Jessie and all of the things that come with her. Number 3 on the list, I'm going to put Tick. Tick is one of those brawlers that's super annoying, especially in hot zone. And when you try to push him, he usually has a super, so he's just going to throw his big bomb down and kind of push you back and then kill you. So I think for that reason alone, Tick is really fun to use, but is also really annoying, which makes him the 3rd best. He also, this is why the title, Where's My Head? Come on, man, I need that. Alright, 2nd best brawler in the super rare category is going to be Dynamite. I think Dynamite is the 2nd best because you'll see who first best is. But Dynamite is second best because of his satchel charge. Being able to stun an opponent for 1.5 seconds is super crucial, especially with his demolition, adding 800 damage to Mike's super fun. And with the pairing of hypercharged, Dynamite's just unstoppable at that point. But you know who could stop Dynamite? Rico. Rico with his multi-ball launcher, I always talk about it. It is super versatile. It makes Rico who he is, really. And it makes it so he can get out of sticky situations if he is in one. If somebody pushes him, like Edgar or something, he can pop his multi-ball launcher and just go to town and honestly outgun Edgar. So, with that being said, you'll see on screen every time a tier's done, I'm going to be putting the top 5 from best to worst, just in case you missed it. So, next up we have epics. Next up we have epics. Epics consist of Bo, AMZ, Stu, Piper, Pam, Frank, BB, B, Nani, Edgar, Griff, Grom, Bonnie, Gale, Colette, Belle, Ash, Lola, Sam, Mandy, Maisie, Hank, Pearl, Larry, Lori, and Angelo. Holy moly, there's so many now. Okay, so number 5 on the list. The number 5 slot would have to go to Colette. She's super versatile in many different game modes, but she kind of is not very, she's kind of lackluster at all her abilities and her health and damage. So with that, I think that she kind of moves down the list. So number 5 is a good spot for her. Number 4, I'm going to go BB. Doesn't have much range, but with the addition of the hypercharge makes her super good. And I think overall she's one of the best tanks in the game, being able to push people back, make them drop the ball in Brawl Ball. So number 4 slot goes to BB. Number 3, I'm going to give to Edgar. Edgar is super solid, but can be countered pretty easily if they see it coming. So yeah, that's pretty much why. If you pick Edgar first in the draft and ranked, you're probably going to get every person on the other team a counter to you. Next, we have Nani. I think Nani's solid. I like Nani a lot, especially with the return to sender and the autofocus. But you can also pick somebody like Piper or Belle, one of those snipers. Those are all great options, but number 1 slot obviously goes to Angelo. I know he's another sniper, but he's just on a different level than all the other snipers. So if you have the chance to get Angelo immediately. And while I'm talking about this, when you go into the battle pass here, and it offers you the epic brawler or 1,000 coins, you always have to take the 1,000 credits because each epic brawler is only 925, so you miss out on 75 credits if you go the other way. So yes, those are the top 5 brawlers in the epic section. So I will put that on screen if you guys missed it, but let's move on to the mythic brawlers. The mythic brawlers consist of Mortis, Tara, Jean, Max, Mr. P, Sprout, Byron, Squeak, Lou, Ruffs, Buzz, Fang, Eve, Janet, Otis, Buster, Gray, RT, Willow, Doug, Chuck, Charlie, Miko, Melody, and Lily. So in the number 5 slot, I'm going to go with Buster. Buster is really underrated in my opinion. He gets used a decent amount, but I feel like nobody usually talks about him. His gadget of being able to pull somebody in is super versatile, which makes him super good. And then the reflect for his is super good as well for his super. So that's why he earned the number 5 slot. Number 4, not many people are talking about him, but RT, the damage dealer. Super good. I talked about him in my last video, but he can instantly charge his super, which brings him out of bad situations, and his legs take 20% less damage when split. So overall, he's super solid brawler and super solid damage dealer. Next up, we're going to talk about Charlie. Charlie has a hypercharge, which is phenomenal, but she comes with spiders that counters snipers, and she comes with digestive, which loses 25% health when cocooned. She's just super good. It's like a jack of all trades. She can cocoon somebody, get that person out of the rotation, and score a goal or something like that. So I think Charlie earns the number 3 slot. Number 2, I think Byron, as of right now, is super solid. Super solid, can heal, can damage deal, has super long range, especially with the gadget, booster shots, and the Malaise star power. One of my next brawlers I'm going to max out on my main account for sure. Finally, the best brawler in the Mythic section, I'm going to have to give to Melody. Her notes do a lot of damage. She's super good for Brawl Ball, super good for Heist. Just all in all, one of the best brawlers in the game, honestly. It's usually better and could be better than a lot of the brawlers on the legendary list. So, yes, I think Melody is the best Mythic brawler and best brawler in the game. So, I would go and get her immediately if you can. But let's move on to the legendaries. That consists of Spike, Crow, Leon, Sandy, Amber, Meg, Surge, Chester, Cordelius, Kit, and Draco. So, in that number 5 slot, I'm going to have to put Kit. Kit used to be very, very overpowered, not so much anymore, but in Showdown, either solo or duo, Kit is a different animal. Pun intended. But anyway, super solid brawler. Can't really get countered that well, especially if you have a maxed out or have a lot of cubes in Showdown. So with that, I'm going to put Kit at number 5. Number 4, I'm going to put Meg. Meg with the duo in dual life is really versatile and can really help a team out, especially in a game mode like Gem Grab. So in my opinion, Meg can be used, not much for damage, but the dual life really helps. Number 3, I'm going to take Sandy. Sandy has the best hypercharge in the game. Best hypercharge in the game. So if you're looking to get a brawler that is legendary and you have the chance to get Sandy, Sandy is one of the best brawlers. Top 3 in my opinion. Could argue 2, could even argue 1. So, yes. Next, we have number 2 slot, Amber. Amber with the Dancing Flames gadget is super good, and the Wild Flames can have 2 puddles. So I think that Amber is super solid. She's not like an S tier brawler by any means, I don't believe, but she's on the border of S. She's A++++. So with that being said, I think Amber is really good. And Draco is number 1 on this list. I thought Draco would be a B to C tier brawler at first, but once you kind of understand his mechanic and understand how he is, then he is super good, and you can kind of melt anybody in the game, especially if you have the support of your team. So with that being said, Draco is number 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did, and while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe. We're on the road to 400, so thank you guys so much for the support as well. I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.